Hi, and welcome to Ruby's Classic Cooking. Today, I'm a busy housewife, and busy housewives, homemakers, whatever you want to call us, we don't just do one thing a day. We are busy doing all kinds of things. Now over here, this is my hot cross buns that I just started, and they're still working their way through the first half hour. But I have to put dinner on too. So you know what? I'm going to tape this one too, because you know what I'm making? I'm making spare ribs for supper tonight. And they have to go on in my slow cooker for 4 hours. So you know what? I'm just going to show you my method that I discovered on allrecipes.com that I made a few tweaks to, that this is the only way I do spare ribs anymore. I used to do them in the oven, low and slow. I tried them on the barbecue, etc., etc. This method works like a dream. They fall off the bones. They are the best ribs I ever had. They're the best ribs my husband ever had. And believe me, we've eaten a few spare ribs in our day. So try this one out. You got a slow cooker that's sitting neglected in a dark pantry corner? Hey, dig it out and give it a shot. Well, this is my empty slow cooker. And I'm going to take my ribs right here. Let me pull my sleeves up a bit. Don't want to get any growlies on my sleeves. My arms are a lot more washable, right? Okay, my ribs in a plastic bag. I bought these, I cut them up myself into twos. Now I'm going to add some salt to my ribs. I'm just going to pour some in here, which I'm going to spread around on my ribs. Salt, and this is pepper. This is black peppercorns that, well, I bought black peppercorns as they do a beer can barbecue chicken, which I will demonstrate when it gets to be more closer, when it gets more into barbecue season. I'll be doing beer can barbecue chicken. And when I do, I'll show you that. A recipe I found in a newspaper years ago. I mean, when we still had paper newspapers. Anyway, on to the spare ribs. Now I just rub these around like this, coat my ribs in my plastic bag so my hands don't get a yucky with the ribs. And I just kind of roughly coat that like that, okay? Now my ribs are coated with salt and pepper. I'm ready to go in my slow cooker. Now, I have a garlic clove. I buy garlic. I have a garlic press. I press the garlic out into little lumps of garlic, and then I freeze them as little blobs. And when I want some fresh garlic, I just take it out. Ooh, it still smells like fresh garlic too. That way it doesn't go bad in my fridge, because for years, you know what happened to my garlic in the fridge? Yeah. Go to get some garlic and you know what? It isn't so good anymore. It isn't usable anymore. So this way it's frozen and it's very easy to get out. So all the work is done, right? Now the next thing is to take an onion. It's just a regular yellow onion from the grocery store. I think I paid $5 for a bag of them. A 5-pound bag last week. So nice fresh onions. Now you just take this and quarter it like this, and you put it in your slow cooker, on the bottom of your slow cooker like that. Now you add a half a cup. Today I've got apple juice, but sometimes I use, you know how they sell de-alcoholized near beer at the grocery store, which is a lot cheaper than buying real beer. I put a half a cup of that in it. And that really does a nice job on the ribs too. Or you can use water, or you can use, what else have I put down here? I think that's it. Apple juice, or you can use real beer if you're really in the mood to splurge. But I don't find it makes any difference between that and the near beer, which is, like I said, it's got the flavor, it has no alcohol. And the flavor is what you want to put in your ribs, right? So now I'm just going to take my ribs out of here. And they may not look as pretty as the ones that the butcher did up, but they were $1.99 a pound, so I have no complaints, right? Which is like $4.39 a kilo. And of course I've chopped them up and froze them. And there we go. Here's my nice ribs. It says to put them around the outside edge of your slow cooker like that, which I have done. See? All around the outside edge, and I put the last blob in the middle. Now I'm just going to put those on my slow cooker for 4 hours on high, and they'll be done. Now then they'll be cooked, but after that I take them out of the slow cooker. I have a sheet pan lined with foil. I spread them out on that. I put them in a 375-degree Fahrenheit, which would be 173 degrees Celsius oven. Put some barbecue sauce on them. Put them in the oven for 15 minutes, long enough to caramelize the barbecue sauce. They're a little wet. They're like they're boiled when they come out of here, so they're not really, they don't look like barbecued spare ribs. But you put them in the oven for 15 minutes. It caramelizes the barbecue sauce on them. It kind of dries the surface so they don't have that wet texture to them anymore. And they just fall off the bones. They are so tender and so delicious. I'll never do my ribs any other way, unless somebody comes up with a easier, quicker method. So that's it. Now my ribs are going on, and they'll be all ready for supper when supper's ready. And here are my lovely ribs from the slow cooker. They've been in there for 4 hours on high, and don't they look yummy? All of the oil and the drippings from here are all left back there in the water in my slow cooker, along with the cooked onion and the garlic and everything. The apple juice have all blended together. You could probably use that for something, but the recipe just says to throw it away. So I'm now going to put some barbecue sauce on these. I'm going to put them in the oven for 15 minutes at 375 degrees Fahrenheit, which I think that's around 200 degrees Celsius. I'm not certain about that one. Have to look that one up. But anyway, they still look a little bit wet from having been in the water all this time. So the apple juice. So what I'm going to do is put some barbecue sauce on here and put them in, and by the time that's caramelized, these are going to be yummy, delicious ribs to have for supper. They are just falling right off the bones, I can tell you too. Right now, they are falling off the bones. In fact, some of these are now in 3 pieces, and when I went to lift them out, they were in 1. They just kind of fell apart. And that is tender, lovely, tender spare rib meat, let me tell you. These are side ribs. You can do this with back ribs or any kind of spare ribs at all. Pork ribs, mind you. These aren't beef ribs. These are pork ribs. So, there we go. It's your regular barbecue sauce from the grocery store. And this one's onion, but I don't see any difference between the onion and the regular, between you and me. But they all taste really good barbecue sauces. There we go. Now that's going in my oven. And in 15 minutes, I'll bring that out and I will show you what it looks like after 15 minutes in the oven. And then it'll be ready to serve and eat. Yum. 15 minutes has gone by and here are the finished ribs. Let me hold these up the camera so you can get a good look at them. Look how they've changed. Only 15 minutes in the oven. Now they look like you've been barbecuing all day. Nice caramelized barbecue sauce on them. Let me see if I can pick them up off of here without having them fall apart. Oops. They're so tender. Oh, they're just falling right off the bone. Look at that. Yum. Can't wait to eat these for supper. Look at that. Now let me see. I'll split these up evenly between my husband and myself. And then feast on ribs. And my husband made a salad to go with them. So we're going to have ribs and salad. Yum. And I hope you're all out there having something just as good as this for supper. So if you aren't, maybe next time you might want to try making spare ribs in your slow cooker. So get that out of the dusty recesses of wherever it's hiding and give it a try here to make nice spare ribs for supper. Anyway, I'm going to leave you now to have supper, and we're going to have some hot cross buns for dessert because I made those today too. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching this video from Ruby's Classic Cooking, and I hope that you will join me next time to see what I'm cooking in my kitchen, and I hope you'll like this video and that you'll subscribe. Till next time on Ruby's Classic Cooking, bye for now.